Hey everybody, it's Rob from Flailthroughs. This is Gundam Battle Operation 2. This is a guest round from SpideyWing titled Gym 3 Powered Struggles to Tackle in Space. And yeah, Gym 3 Powered is a pretty solid general. It's a melee-oriented general with the multi-tackle skill, a gym rifle as, I believe, a sub-weapon, the Gym 3 beam rifle as a main, and twin beam sabers, which do really good damage if you can catch somebody. You can then, again, follow up with a tackle if you can land it, but, you know, as Spidey's title probably implies, that can be harder than you think. Especially in a nice three-dimensional battleground like this one. So, yeah. Let's see. Gym 3 rifle does take a while to cool down, honestly. So that is one of its weaknesses, so it's good to have a gym rifle as a backup, because gym rifle is a pretty solid weapon, and the sub-weapon version, as I recall, actually has less ammo, but generally does pretty well. So I think it hits a little harder, might stun a little faster. Yeah, it's good. So yeah, I haven't run this in a while. I ought to see what I can do myself at some point. But yeah, it's a fun mobile suit to use. It's got some interesting abilities, and it's again, space may be tough for it, but I didn't have a space round for it, so very happy to have one. And yep, that's a good target for the gym rifle. Didn't quite get the kill, somebody else did, but landed a few shots on it. If Spidey can get close, that's a good target for sabers. Yep. Okay, there's 500 points. And looks like time to take A. This is the resource satellite, so A is the point. And whoever takes it kind of has an advantage, because they can functionally push the other side back to their base much more easily and spawn in closer to it. So it's an interesting map. It's, you know, an odd choice, but it provides some variety. I'm really hoping for more maps soon, just because I always enjoy, you know, new maps, new ways to play, new places to fight in this game. So, you know, any time is good. We'll see what we can get. I feel like there's some stuff from Code Fairy that could be adapted, so we'll see. And let's see, downswing there, I think hit one of his allies, which does happen. That's vertical range in space can be really tricky. And the more you practice with it, the more you're able to hit things above and below you with your melee, the more of an advantage you'll have. Because having to line yourself up as well as possible is one thing, and a lot of times you just have to. But if you can get out of that, out of people's camera range, basically. Same reason, if you remember too, which I usually don't, you attack from people's left on the ground, because their camera is a lot less likely to pick you up since the camera is over the right shoulder. So yeah, it's the same principle. If you can get above or below people in attack, you're more likely to be able to land those attacks than you would be from head on. So space is its own thing, and I need more practice with it, but it's a good time sometimes. I used to dislike it more than I do, but I think probably my dislike of space started to taper off once they changed the controls so that camera tilt affected what direction you were moving. That is such a big thing and allows for much more, what's the word I'm looking for? Natural feeling steering. That it's a huge difference. And if you haven't played space since the game came out, since before the big space update of a couple of years ago, it's worth giving another try at some point. But also, we've got much faster mobile suits now with much more boost, so these large maps are a lot less just tedious than they can be at lower costs, where everything runs out of boost halfway across the world. But let's see if Spidey can get close in on that. Well, somebody abandoned that mobile suit. But yeah, this is again this is a map, especially space in general, but this in particular is a map that really kind of tests your spatial relationships in general, because it is so easy in space with very few landmarks on hand a lot of times to go past what it is you're trying to hit. I do that a lot myself. But let's see, trading shots with, I think, a Gyaradoga, and something with a good sniper rifle, I do believe. And good shot there. Following up with the gym rifle, it's kind of moving, it's kind of just not really trying to evade too much, it's just trying to circle strafe its way in. And it is not having a lot of luck hitting Spidey. Spidey has an advantage here because the gym rifle has some ASL on its weapon, on its fire, so a little bit of aim assistance. Whereas the Gyaradoga's beam machine gun does not. So, yeah, Gyaradoga is okay. It's the Hyzak custom that took him down, which again that has ASL on its sub-weapon machine gun too. So, yeah, that's the thing. The Gyaradoga's beam machine gun is pretty solid, and when you're using it on the Gyaradoga heavy arms type, it has tremendous damage behind it. But yeah, no aim assistance. So you have to be a good shot to really get the most out of that. If you've been using charging beam rifles a lot, which is kind of my thing, you may have an edge because yeah, again, no ASL there either. So. Now, this person is making a beeline for the base bomb, and there's a problem with that in space, which you may have figured out, which is that whereas on the ground, the bombing terminal is behind a bunch of crates, and it's hard to hit with weapons from a mobile suit. Right here, out in the open, so if they go up to that terminal, they're dead, because Spidey can just move right in on them. And yep, he was there waiting, and he got it, and now back to the fight. Yeah, so he just stopped the base bomb, and given the time left in the match, that means it's not going to happen again, or at least not successfully. And it's not, if you have no other way to get points whatsoever, I guess it's a sort of okay-ish thing to do with if you really need like 50 points in a hurry. But just remember, the enemy gets 150 points for defusing, so that can backfire pretty substantially if you're not careful. But 30 seconds left. They have a 49-point lead. Spidey's sending Stay Close while a teammate sends Fall Back for now. Both very good pieces of advice, because if they can stick together and stay alive, they've got this. So, I think there is one way they could lose this, and we'll see if the enemy team thinks of it, because I don't think, if they've already captured A, then there's nothing they can get out of this. If one of them thinks to go grab it, they could, the enemy team could still win by 1 point. But they did not think of this, so so Spidey's team has got it in the bag, and there we go. Nice color scheme too. I hopefully Spidey will let us know what it's based on. He was top diversions, which sounds about right. 3 kills, 2 deaths, and 46,000 damage. That is going to do it for today's Gundam Battle Operation 2. We will be back soon with more. Till next time, everybody take care and have fun. Later! But yeah, I kind of wish that Spidey had turned far enough to show us if the enemy team had gotten A at some point. I'm going to have to double back and check, because yeah, if they didn't have A and they just ignored it, they kind of gave up that round, because if they didn't have it yet, they could have had this round at any time. Okay, so they had it.